The relevance of Joseph's story in today's society. The relevance Joseph's story in today's society. In every generation, there are stories that stand the test of time. They transcend culture, geography, and circumstance, not because they offer fairy tale endings, but because they embody truths that echo across time. The biblical story of Joseph, son of Jacob, is one such story. Set in the ancient world, but resonating just as powerfully in modern day, it continues to inspire and guide us. Joseph's journey from favored son to slave, prisoner, and eventually ruler of Egypt is nothing short of astounding. His life is a living testament to the enduring power of integrity, resilience, and unwavering faith in the face of adversity. The Joseph Project was born out of a desire to take this timeless narrative and present it, not merely as a biblical study, but as a deeply practical guide for navigating the complex terrain of modern life. It is not just a story, but a roadmap for those facing life's challenges. Whether you are facing betrayal, career setbacks, broken dreams, or spiritual exhaustion, Joseph's life offers a blueprint. Not just a tale of survival, but of strategic, soul-rooted growth that leads to transformation and victory. This book is not just about studying Joseph's life, it is about allowing his story to illuminate our own. It's about helping us discover how to walk through our personal pit seasons, prison seasons, and palace seasons without losing who we are or whose we are. Why Joseph? Of all the figures in Scripture, why focus on Joseph? Because Joseph is us. He is the embodiment of someone who did not ask for pain, yet embraced purpose in the middle of it. He was misunderstood by his family, mistreated by his employers, and misjudged by those he helped. And yet, through all of it, he never compromised his character. Joseph's story is not defined by miracles in the traditional sense. There is no burning bush, no parting of seas, no fire from heaven. What we find instead is the miracle of character, daily decisions made with discipline and faith. His rise to influence was not instantaneous, but gradual, marked by setbacks that became stepping stones. For the person who has felt forgotten, wrongly accused, passed over, or thrown into life's pits, Joseph's journey is your journey, and his triumph can become your testimony. The birth of the Joseph Project. The idea behind the Joseph Project did not emerge overnight. It was forged through years of observing people navigate suffering, some with grace, others with bitterness. In personal ministry, I have walked beside people crushed by injustice, bewildered by loss, and weighed down by seasons they could not make sense of. One common thread ran through the stories of those who came out stronger. They chose to respond, not react. They chose to stay faithful, even when life did not make sense. They did not escape the pit. They grew in it. They did not run from the prison. They served in it. And when the palace doors finally opened, they walked in not with revenge, but with purpose. It was in this context that the vision for the Joseph Project became clear. This is not merely a book. It is a call to action, a spiritual framework, and a personal challenge to become the kind of person who endures adversity without losing direction. Joseph's story answers one of the deepest questions we all ask. How do I remain true to the person God calls me to be when life does not look like what He promised? The three pillars: integrity, resilience, faith. At the heart of the Joseph Project are three unshakable pillars, virtues that define Joseph's life and must define ours if we are to live victoriously. Integrity. Who are you when no one is looking? Joseph's integrity was not situational. He did not adjust his moral compass to his environment. Whether he was a slave in Potiphar's house or a governor in Pharaoh's palace, Joseph's core values remained the same. He resisted temptation, not because it was easy, but because he had already decided who he was going to be. In a world where image often outranks character, Joseph reminds us that who we are in private is what determines our public elevation. Integrity is not perfection, it's consistency. It is making the hard right choices when the easy wrong ones are more convenient. Joseph's life teaches us that integrity may cost you in the short term, but it will preserve you for the long haul. Resilience, the strength to stand when you want to fall. Resilience is not the absence of hardship. It is the refusal to be defined by it. Joseph endured betrayal by his own brothers, slavery in a foreign land, false accusations, and years of unjust imprisonment. And yet, He never became bitter. He never stopped serving. He never stopped dreaming. Resilience does not mean you don't feel the weight of what you've been through. It means you choose not to let that weight keep you down. Joseph shows us that endurance is more than survival. It is the inner strength to keep growing, learning, and becoming, even in the dark places. 3. Faith, trusting God in the gaps. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Joseph's story is how deeply he trusted God, even when he had every reason not to. God gave Joseph dreams as a young man, yet for years his life moved in the opposite direction of those dreams. He was sold into slavery, falsely accused, and forgotten by those he helped. But even when his circumstances did not reflect God's promises, his heart stayed anchored in belief. Faith, in Joseph's world and ours, means trusting that God's silence is not God's absence. It is believing that your pit does not cancel your purpose. Joseph did not just believe in God's power. He believed in God's timing. Navigating life's storms. The Joseph framework: life will test you. It is guaranteed. It will challenge your character, your identity, and your sense of purpose. Sometimes, it will not be a dramatic betrayal or crisis. It might be a slow erosion of joy, clarity, or motivation. These are the moments the Joseph Project speaks to, when the life you envisioned collides with the life you are living. This book is not here to offer shortcuts or spiritual cliches. It's here to offer frameworks of thinking, responding, and growing in the face of adversity. Joseph's life serves as a divine pattern, not for avoiding pain, but for enduring it with purpose. Each chapter in this book will examine a different facet of Joseph's life and extract actionable lessons you can apply. You'll learn how to identify the purpose within your pain, cultivate virtues that anchor you in trials, make peace with seasons of waiting and hiddenness, lead and serve even when you're not in charge, forgive those who have wronged you deeply and fully, step into destiny without letting bitterness define you. This is the Joseph Project. Not a passive read, but a personal mission. https://forjosephproject.com